So there's a simple little accessory you can purchase to increase your cleaning ability on the wheels, tires, and fenders. We use this all the time, not all the time, but most of the time on wheels, tires, and fenders. Now that's gonna be a turbo nozzle. Now I'm not sure if that's the product name or that's the category of the name. I'll have it linked down below so you can see. But it's essentially just a turbo nozzle that goes in circles, but it has a more aggressive cleaning than just a 45-degree angle tip that you put on a pressure washer. Now, it's very, 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 very important to understand that you shouldn't use this on paint. Do not use it on paint. I don't care if you have the weakest pressure washer. Do not use a turbo nozzle on paint because you have a higher likelihood of chipping off the paint. We actually did that on a customer's vehicle. I have a podcast on it. You can check that down below for the podcast where I go into how we did it, what happened and how the customer reacted. But if you are working on a vehicle that has like chip paint or brittle clear coat and you use that turbo nozzle, there is a likelihood that you do chip off some of that paint. So just use it on the wheels, tires, and fenders. Now this has really cut down our cleaning time on the wheels, tires, and fenders, specifically on the tires. Because what we would used to do is we would spray whatever degreaser, all-purpose cleaner on the tires, agitate, rinse, spray the cleaner again, agitate, and then rinse. But now what we do is we pre-spray the tires, fenders, and wheels, let it dwell for, I don't know, not that long, a few seconds. We don't even wait that long, maybe like a few seconds. And then we'll come with the turbo nozzle and spray the tire down, and it removes a bunch of the gunk. And I've tested this. I was like, Lex, do not spray down that tire and agitate and spray down this tire, because I wanted to see if there's actual difference. Like, can you see a difference between the tires if you just use a turbo nozzle and if you actually brush it? And we tried it a few times, and the few times that we have tried it, like, hey, there's not much of a difference. Like, yeah, if you pay close attention and you look at sidewalls and this and this and this and that, you might tell a difference. But like just glancing at it, you couldn't tell which tire was just by the turbo nozzle and which tire was actually scrubbed. So now we pre-spray the tires and wheels and fenders, and then we rinse it down with that turbo nozzle, and it gets off a bunch of the brake dust, the dirt, the gunk, whatever. Now be mindful, again, the same thing with the paint. If there's like a fender that's already like kind of chipped, I don't know, but just keep common sense, right? If you see some type of chipped something on the wheel or the fender, don't like get super close to it, because again, it is meant to have more pressure with the pressure washer that you're using, and it will be more aggressive. So just common sense logic, don't use it on anything that's not ideal and not in ideal condition. Now this is an easy layup for you to do. I believe it only costs like $23. I don't know where do we get it? I'll link it down below. As far as pressure washer, I don't know. We don't have the best pressure washer. Our pressure washer costs $150. It's 1.7 GPM at, I don't know. Our pressure washer is not that strong. It's not that expensive, and it's still doing a great job with the turbo nozzle attachment. Now we only use it once. After we agitate the wheels and tires, after we spray the wheels, tires, and fenders, rinse it down, we're gonna respray the wheels, tires, and fenders again, and then agitate. But now on the second rinse, we simply just use the 45-degree nozzle to rinse down the water. So it's only, we pre-spray wheels, tires, fenders, use a turbo nozzle to knock off a majority of the gunk. I'm telling you, like nasty, heavy, like wheels that are like have not been cleaned in a very long time. A lot of it comes off with the turbo nozzle, and then we'll go to spraying it again and then actually agitating with a brush. Now this, again, the way it cuts down our time is because when we get to the vehicle, we rinse down all four vehicles, all four wheels and tires, right? And then the next person comes right behind that person to rinse it down with a turbo nozzle. So all in all, for the wheels and tires, it takes us under 10 minutes. I have a whole other video if you want to check it out on how we clean the wheels, tires, and fenders in under 10 minutes. But that's our system, and it's super easy to do. Just order it from wherever you can. I'll have a link down below, and put it to use. If you want to put more odds in your favor is when you're gonna go on that first round of spraying and rinsing with the turbo nozzle, you should use, or if you have it, which I'm sure you do, is a more aggressive cleaner. So if you have maybe Super Clean or whatever APC degreaser that you have, but maybe dilute it at 4:1 or 1:1 versus 10:1, that'll help too, because it'll eat through the gunk on the tires, wheels, and fenders. A favorite cleaner of ours from Malco Products is their Fast Shot. Now it's a very aggressive cleaner. It's non-acid, but it is very aggressive. But that one, when we use that one, it's like 80% clean every time we use it. I mean, it just tears off, peels off all the gunk and brake dust from the wheels, tires, and fenders. Again, it is an aggressive cleaner. Like if you're not in a well-ventilated area, like here in the shop, I wouldn't use it, because unless there's like a lot of air coming in where it'll blow it out, or if we have a fan going. But if there's not good ventilation, I would not do it, because it is an aggressive cleaner. Nonetheless, you use that, it'll be better than using like APC diluted 10:1. So there will be a difference on the chemical that you use. The more aggressive, the better. Just be mindful of the smell, yada yada yada. So yes, we're still going to agitate, but it's way quicker. Instead of doing like 2 full passes on the tire, it's like a light pass, because most of the gunk gets off. On the wheels, it still might take some time, but it's taking way less time because we already knocked off a bunch of that gunk off the wheel. The fenders, I mean, those are always, I mean, it's a hit or miss, whether it's like really dirty, but it won't be that bad after we rinse it, or they're just never that dirty, so we don't really have to hit it with a turbo nozzle. Either way, it's going to help. So I'm gonna end the video right here. Not much more I can go into. It's a pretty simple, straightforward thing to do. You just purchase it, slap it onto your pressure washer. You can check the description box down below for the link to that and the other tools that I use. Plus the link to my podcast, the Detailing Business Class podcast, the Diesel Group Facebook training group, the ultimate guide to start your detailing business. All that will be in the description box down below. Talk to you in the next one.